What's going on, guys? Noobs here. It is just past 10 p.m. Where I am in the Mountain Time Zone, and I just got finished watching the Nintendo Switch presentation. I'm coming to you completely unprepared. I don't know what I'm going to say here. I've got a whole bunch of notes, and I don't even know what I think. This is a presentation of some highs and quite a few lows as well. So let's just go through it in order here. First of all, I mean, I love before it even got started, we had like laser show and DJ and all this stuff going on. You know, it was a little more high effort than we've been used to from Nintendo in a few years. It was certainly a little more interesting than say how the Wii U was debuted. So at least that's a good sign. I noticed over 400,000 people streaming this on YouTube. So certainly the hype, the interest is there, much more so than it was for the Wii U. We got to see Kimishima in real life, in the flesh, talking to us. We got the release date earlier than expected, March 3rd, 2017. A little pricier than we were thinking at $299.99. He said for North America, which makes me think I'm only going to be paying $300 Canadian for this thing, which is actually better than I expected. Um, well, we learned a lot about the Joy Cons. A lot of this was either guessed at or rumored, but it was all good to know. The mystery button, is indeed a capture button. They said screenshots to begin with and video later on. Motion controls, IR pointer were all confirmed. There's little L and R buttons on the Joy Cons. You can get them in the standard kind of gray color, or you can get them in red and blue. Um, there's this advanced rumble, HD rumble they called it, with advanced sensing and vibration. They were doing this ice cube thing. You could feel the ice cubes inside of it. All that was pretty good. Capacitive touch on the screen, that's great. Paid online, guys. They said it was going to be free to start, but then paid starting in the fall. And then they gave us no details on what's included in that. They hinted at the online being better than we've had in the past. It sounded like a lot of it was going to be offloaded to smartphones. But then, like, do you get games with this? I mean, the competitors are giving you games with their subscriptions at least. If all I'm getting for a subscription fee, I don't care how cheap it is, if all I'm doing is paying, to play Mario Kart online, it's not going to be worth it. So they didn't get any details about their digital services. They didn't say anything about virtual console stuff. That's what I was waiting for. We didn't get any of those details, so I'm pretty frustrated with that right now. No region locking, though. That's great news. Huge news for a lot of people. I know a lot of people really care about that, so that's good to know at least. Battery life, 2.5 to 6.5 hours. That's a big range. I'm guessing something like Zelda is going to be more in the 2.5 range, which is even worse than 3DS. But I guess simpler games, of course, it's going to be better. We heard that you can do up to 8 switches in local multiplayer. That's pretty cool. We learned that, in fact, there's one more accessory that we hadn't heard about up to this point, which is wrist straps that actually add a little bit of thickness onto the Joy Cons, make them more comfortable to hold. I believe that was said that was going to come with the Switch as well, so that's pretty cool. All right, but let's talk about the games. That's where the action is. Believe it or not, there was actually a bit of a leak shortly before this that I didn't trust. But 1-2 Switch, that's your party game compilation. That was the first game they showed, and frankly, I think it was a terrible way to start. I mean, they showed a bunch of games that don't require the screen at all. The whole point of the Switch is you can play on your TV or you can take it mobile. Why are you showing me games that I don't even need to look at a screen for? We got some kind of weird fighting game called ARMS. This looked more interesting. This relied heavily on the motion controls in the Joy-Cons. Of those, only 1-2 Switch was a launch game. ARMS was said to be spring. We got Splatoon 2, confirmed Splatoon 2. It's not an enhanced port, it's the sequel, summer 2017. That's looking great, obviously. We got Super Mario Odyssey. Now, this is the strangest thing I think that we saw in the whole presentation. I mean, for most of it, it looked like what you would expect, an evolution of things we've seen in the Galaxy games or the 3D Land, 3D World games. But then you've got Mario jumping around a realistic looking city with like realistic looking people walking around in normal looking cars. is Mario a different species than these people? What is going on? He's like half the height of everybody else walking around. That was very bizarre. But then every other environment looks awesome. It looks like what you would expect in the next Mario. They did say it was more of a sandbox, more like a Mario 64, Mario Sunshine style of game, so that's really exciting. People have been asking that for a long, long time, so that's pretty cool. That's holiday 2017, though. That's late as well. We got Xenoblade 2 announced. Art style looking very anime, looking definitely different than the previous Xenoblade games. And apparently, I guess Xenoblade Chronicles X doesn't count as 2. This is 2. We got a Fire Emblem Warriors game coming. I mean, that was sort of the obvious next Warriors thing to do, but that's good. That's cool. Dragon Quest 10, 11 were reconfirmed, but they were very careful to say for Japan. So we'll see what they say about the rest of the world. Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 as well coming. A new SMT Shin Megami Tensei game coming from Atlas, but that they said was very early. We got something called Project Octopath Traveler coming from Square Enix. That looked really cool, retro style graphics, but they really didn't give any details of that. Octopath, I mean, that implies some kind of 8-player thing, right? There was a guy from Sega there, and he came on stage and had nothing to announce. I enjoyed that. Bethesda did, in fact, confirm Skyrim, hilariously enough. Suda51 showed up, my hero, Suda51. And of course, you know Suda, he's crazy, right? And he gets on there and he's talking, he's being his silly self. The translator sounded like he was having a full-on meltdown. He didn't know what to do. He could barely say anything at all. It was awful. But Suda did announce that something, he didn't even say No More Heroes, or at least the translator didn't. But Suda did say a new game featuring Travis Touchdown would be returning on the Switch. Now, No More Heroes 1 and 2 are two of my favorite Wii games, so this is great news to me. I would have appreciated maybe a little more enthusiasm from the translator. Immediately afterward, Bill Trinan came on and did some translation. I was like, Bill, save us. Why? Why do we have to have this guy translating? Anyways, Bill was there to help a guy from EA announce that the FIFA was coming to the Switch. Great. Well, I guess it's been a while since EA did anything for Nintendo, so... And then we had a bit of a sizzle reel. Now, they didn't really say what all this stuff was, but a lot of this you could kind of pick out. It was helped along by that leak. So the leak said Bomberman, Street Fighter games were coming. Yep, those were in the sizzle reel. We saw some kind of Sonic going on. I saw NBA 2K, Just Dance, Mario Kart, some kind of Dragon Ball game. Like, I don't know. I mean, I would have preferred some details on a lot of these things. Like, what is this Bomberman Street Fighter? Like, these are interesting to me. Tell me more. And then, of course, the whole thing concluded, of course, with mind-melting new Breath of the Wild trailer. I mean, that really saved the show, honestly. That was confirmed as a launch game, as had been rumored recently, so that's coming March 3rd. The trailer looked amazing. It showed so many new characters, which is, I think, something a lot of us were waiting for. We were like, where's everybody else in this world? Well, this trailer had it. It looked amazing. I'm so hyped for that. Oh, and they did say... So Kimishima listed out everything that's going to be included in the Switch, with the Switch. You get the console, you get 2 Joy-Cons, either a pack that comes with a red and a blue, or just the gray ones. You get the wrist straps, you get the dock, you get... And the biggest news of it all, an AC adapter. Thanks, Nintendo, very generous to package your systems with AC adapters again. But like, okay, that's what was said. Let's talk about what wasn't said. They kept showing clips of Mario Kart. They didn't give us any details. What is going on? Is it Mario Kart 8? Is it Mario Kart 9? When is it coming out? What are you doing? Smash Brothers was an absolute no-show, even though we're still waiting on some Smash Brothers amiibos to show up. Like, what is going on with that? They didn't say anything about the storage in the system. We don't have a clue what is built in. I mean, we've heard that it accepts micro SD cards, but like, we need this information. And then, of course, the online. What is included in that subscription service? What is going on with Virtual Console? What are you getting for your money? So, I mean, as much as this conference answered, it left a lot of very concerning questions to me. As well, I mean, officially we know of 2 launch games, right? And one of them's Zelda, awesome, and the other is 1-2 Switch. Well, I mean, they're going to have more than 2 launch games, so maybe they just don't know what's going to be ready by that point. March 3rd is coming up pretty soon. You would think that they could have a little better idea for us of exactly what's coming out. So, you know what? Compared to heading into this, you know what? My hype is definitely deflated. There's some very concerning questions left unanswered. A lot of very important games that I'm looking out for weren't even mentioned in this thing, even though we know they're being made. Mario Kart was shown all over the place. Well, guys, this is what I get for trying to be early. As soon as I was done recording and discovered a bunch of new info. First of all, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, as they're calling it, will be released April 28th with real battle mode this time and Inklings as playable characters, so that's great. We heard that the paid online service will allow you to download an NES or Super Nintendo Virtual Console game every month, apparently enhanced with online play. Not a lot of details there, and I mean, well, the value of those really depends on the games that they make available, so I'll reserve judgment there. And then, worst of all for me, they confirmed that the Canadian price of the Switch will be $399.99. That's right, a full $400, $100 more than the American price. Yikes. That's hard to stomach. A lot more reactions to come from me in the days to come, I think. News is still coming out, so stay tuned. Well, let me know what you guys think. Good luck getting those pre-orders in, guys. Thanks for watching.